What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you the deck profile that I played for Taki in the Champs versus the World Campus Championship. If you like the deck profile, make sure you check out the matches that Taki played in, as well as the other deck profiles for the Campus Championship. They'll be on their own playlist here out on the channel. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the profile. All right, so if you've never seen one of my deck profiles before, basically what we're going to be doing is, as opposed to just reading off what the card does verbatim, I'm going to be telling you more about how the deck wants to operate. This deck is really, really fun. Once it gets rolling, it keeps rolling. It feels a little bit more like a win more deck, but when you're winning more, you're having a blast while you're doing it. So the main thing that we're doing here is we're abusing Taki's response once per turn to clear my card pool and draw an additional card. We're playing some attacks that want to pick themselves up, and so I'll play 3 of this same attack that picked up an additional copy, clear them all, play another attack, and then do it once again. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the profile. The plus or minus speed is really good on defense, but we kind of want our stuff to be attacked so we get more value out of it later. And so there's a bit of a downside whenever I give all of my attacks at plus 3 speed. You'll see. All right, get my framing right. Okay, so jumping in, the first attack that we're playing is Tiger Claws. This is actually not really... Normally I start these profiles out with like my aggro attacks, right? And this honestly is not killing anybody. This is just a lead-in attack because we're playing such a combo-heavy deck. All of the attacks inside of our deck are 3 speed because of the next card that we're showing, Fog Blanket. But this card is just a guaranteed hit. Normally, it's going to get 3 speed because it is the first card inside of our card pool. And then it's probably going to get 3 speed because either of us have built a 3 difficulty foundation. As well as it's a bit of a flow card because of the fact that we discard the top 3 cards of our deck. And then this attack gets a speed bonus equal to the highest printed difficulty in either player's staging area. So normally it is 3. We're playing plenty of 3s inside of our decks, and we could capitalize on some of their 3s. And so it is like a 9 mid for 3 plus any other stats that we can possibly have. It is a very, very solid card, as well as 1 mid block breaker 1. Just good all around. So on the more aggressive side of the deck, we're playing 4 Fog Blanket. It's the secondary main combo piece of the deck, but the reason I want to talk about it now is because it is the more consistent of the combo pieces. Like I said, all of our attacks are 3 speed, and so we combo with a 3 speed attack. What that means is there has to be a printed 3 speed attack directly before the card that we're attempting to combo off of. So if I've got a Fog Blanket, face down Fog Blanket, I cannot combo because the card directly before it does not have the 3 speed. And so what this means is that Fog Blanket can combo off of Fog Blanket. It can also combo off of everything else in the deck, and it's really good for letting me use Taki's ability. So I've got a singular Fog Blanket in my card pool. I've given it the plus 3 speed off of Taki. I play a second Fog Blanket into my card pool. I use Fog Blanket's ability, discarding this Fog Blanket from the card pool. Now that it's all by itself, it gets another 3 speed. And so I've just gotten to use Taki's ability for the speed pump twice. As well as this card does have stun too, and it does have reversal, so this card could be considered a bit of a disruption, but it really depends on how you want to play it. Like a really, really solid strategy for you to do is block with any card that you want, play the Fog Blanket on their turn, stun 2, kick the card out of their card pool, plus 3 speed. Now they have to block it. There's other cute tricks that we can do with the reversal play, and we'll get to those in just a little bit. But this is the bread and butter of the deck, alongside this card right here, the 4 Beast Summoning. So this card is the card I was talking about. It says, lose 4 vitality, add a copy of Beast Summoning from my discard pile to my hand. And so I start the turn with 1 Beast Summoning, and then by the end of the turn, I am going to pay quite a bit of vitality. I'll pay 12 life, and I'll just pick up 4 extra attacks. But I'll pay 12 so that you take 20, or possibly more, depending on what I can do. So let's say I am 3 Beast Summonings deep, and I pick up my 4th one. They decide they have to block this last one. I'll respond and use Taki, discard all of these from the card pool, draw a card with the Beast Summoning in my hand. I'll play it, and then just pick back up my other Beast Summonings. Yes, I am ripping through my own vitality, but I get to take and just murder you because of how fast and how consistent the deck is. Another good thing is with double beast, with 1 Beast Summoning in hand and Fog Blanket, this turns into 3 attacks because I play the Beast Summoning, I pick up the Beast Summoning, I play the Fog Blanket, I kick the Beast Summoning, I play the Beast Summoning, I pick up the kicked Beast Summoning, and then play it back up. And so like these 2 cards turn into 4 cards very, very quickly. Up next, the other big aggro card that we're playing is a really, really good finisher is Fumasil Fatal Violet, to the point where this card is so powerful that it even has Taki reversal, so it's possible I can just like block, clear my own card pool, play this big reversal, draw an additional card, give it powerful 6, and if they don't have an answer to it, I just kill them. This is a really, really good Spirit Bomb inside of the deck. Also, it's covering our low block zone, which is important. And then our last attack, one of the best disruptive attacks in the entire game is Nouvelle Soleil. I probably mispronounced that. Let me know in the comment down below if I messed that up. Basically, this card says if it's not completely blocked, my opponent commits their character. And so, as a 6 high for 5 inside of Taki, as well as writing up foundations, it is very, very strong, making sure that they're not allowed to continue. And if they do happen to block this thing, whether it's a full block or not, I can respond to Taki and then just clear my card pool. And so I forced you to play a card. I forced you to play a block. You didn't. I'll clear my card pool and make sure the blocking is nice and easy again. On to the actions. We're playing 4 Let's Cut Loose. This is very much just a consistency card. It is if I've got a foundation in my card pool and I need to build it down for the turn, I can Let's Cut Loose it. If I need to pick up a block and draw an additional card, I can do that. Make sure my block happens, and with Taki's -3 speed, full block with the card foundation I picked up, and then clear everything so I can keep blocking. Very, very solid card. Taki loves blocking with foundations. She hates blocking with attacks. On to the more defense, we're playing for a Templar. This card says, after I block with it, I'll gain 2 vitality and then draw 2 cards. The main reason we're playing for Templar is honestly because of how much losing vitality we're going to be doing on the beast summoning. This thing says pay 4. 1 Templar says gain that vitality back up. It just lets me, for every 2 Templars I play, I get to play 1 more beast summoning. You can look at it that way. As well as you saw, I play 12 reversals in my deck, and 2 of which are incredibly solid on as a disruption tool. One of them ends the game because of the powerful 6, and so I can block with the 1 Templar, not have any other cards in my hand, gain 2, draw 2, accidentally draw into a fog blanket, played as a reversal. Now it's gotten speed. Now it's gotten the stun to happen. They block the fog blanket because they have to. I'll clear both cards and then draw an additional card. Just really strong stuff with how Taki wants to work. Up next, we've got the assets, Rekimaru and Mekimaru. This is purely an aggressive asset. The check a 6 to draw a card is fine, but more importantly, it's the enhanced commit your attack is +X damage, X equals the number of cards that left your card pool. And so with Taki, I'm trying to make a very large number of cards to leave the card pool. And so it's this says, on an attack that matters, this is +2, +3, +4 damage, hopefully. We have other cards in the game like that. The other part of it is just consistency. Essentially commit a card, draw a card, which is very solid inside of UniVersus. We're playing 1 Flambear. This with Taki says +4 or -4, depending on whatever I need it to be, as well as it's a 0/5. This is a solid air life order asset. If you're looking for a little extra room, I suggest it. Playing 1 Nirvana. This is purely a disruptive foundation. After my opponent plays a keyword ability, I stop it. Whether it be them trying to breaker me, which would be considered something like flow, I'll just commit and stop it, as well as just a little more flow itself of after I can just ready a foundation. That's fine. Not really what it's here for. It's just to make sure I don't get multipled or powerful to death. And then my last asset is 1 Krita Yuga. This card is not amazing inside of our deck. It only really has a couple of targets. Number 1, Beast Summoning has Stun 1, and so now Krita Yuga gives it Stun 3. So 6 speed, 5 damage, Stun 3 attack that is also safe and picks up another copy of itself is fairly good. As well as the bread and butter is Fog Blanket. Fog Blanket is a Stun 2, Stun 4 with Krita Yuga, and we can use the Krita Yuga's bottom enhance to give it +3 damage, and then it is a stun for 6 damage, 6 speed with Taki. And then lastly, if it does matter, Tiger Claws is 3 damage, so we can use the Krita Yuga as well. There's a couple small combo pieces inside of the deck to warrant it existing in here at 1. Does the deck need it? Absolutely not. But this is it's a fine piece. Onto the foundations. Once again, we're dropping the ideas of how the deck wants to work. So the first aggressive foundation we're playing is for Finding What's Lost. It works the same way as the enhance to commit on Rekimaru and Mekimaru, just +1 damage for each card that's left in my card pool this turn. And it is twice per turn on a 1/5 with a 3 mid block. What more could you ask for in a character that possibly clears 4 or 5 cards out of a card pool at a time? Just really strong stuff. Up next, we're playing for the second Saintly Beast. Honestly, we're using this more for offense than defense. That's the reason it's in the deck. Is I only get to Taki once per turn, essentially, unless they block. If they don't block and I don't want them to block, then the second Saintly Beast comes into play. And the exact same thing is true when it comes to not blocking as well, or when it comes to wanting to block as well. So this is a bit of defense. I can Taki, make sure that my block happens, and then second Saintly Beast on the next one, and then block it, clear it, and then I can Taki again, or vice versa, however you want to do it. The deadlock ability almost is never relevant. Up next, for consistency's sake, we are playing 2 God of Thunder. This is a bit of a flow card. It's just enhanced commit plus 2 damage is a little aggro, but more importantly, the Destroy Foundation ready, a card that has been readied, is very, very good. Making sure that I can continue to play my big, long strings. I am trying to play as many beast... what is this card called? I was trying to say Beast Cannon. Beast Summoning as I can. Up next, we're playing Triple Quest for the Hero Sword. Honestly, the second, or even honestly best attack in my deck is the Fog Blanket, and I want to be able to pick that up. And so just enhance, commit, flip, pick it up. Seems pretty good. Also, it's a 3 difficulty for the first attack that we talked about. Up next, we're playing for Prideful Personality. This card was not needed inside of the deck. It was in here because strictly for more draw power, and I didn't want my beast summonings to get caught inside of my hand. If I had 2 beast summonings in my hand, one of them is not doing its job there. I want one to be my discard pile, so I'll discard the second beast summoning and another foundation, and just draw 2 more cards. Maybe it's a Fog Blanket. Maybe it's a Fatal Violet. Maybe it's just the rest of the game. Up next, consistency-wise, we're playing 1 Tijuana Groceries after it's been committed, remove 2 foundations, ready it back up. It just says if I check poor, it's a little bit of insurance. One of the best foundations in the entire game. For the same reason, we're playing 1 Wandering Pirate. Tijuana Groceries is reusable. Wandering Pirate is only playable twice, but after it is ready or committed, I get to ready a different thing. And so maybe there's a commit foundation, I don't know, like a God of Thunder, that I want to ready back up, not using its own effect, but instead using Wandering Pirate's effect. I can do that. Playing doubles Hell's Reach as one more safety net, as well as this really, really good spam. Besides that, it could probably be changed for anything else just because of how much readying we already do inside of the deck, but I thought the spam was worth it. We're playing 4 United Against Terrorism. The main reason this card is in here, honestly, is it is a relevant low block. The air symbol does not have some fantastic low blocks, and I wanted to make sure that there was something relevant, as well as the fact that this Fatal Violet is a 6 diff, and it itself kicks a card out of our card pool. So if I play this thing on a 7, I commit 2 foundations, I kick the card to my momentum, and now I ready my United Against Terrorism. I guess I flip Uniting Against Terror and ready something else. You know what I mean. Up next, we're playing for Conquest of Terror. Just a little speed hate. Just flip. Make sure I get to block something. This, combined with Taki, means that I get to keep blocking more and more. Taki is very, very hard to kill. She actually, inside of this deck, she actually kills herself more than her opponent kills her. Up next, onto the disruption stuff, we're playing Double Betrayed by Family. After my opponent stops one of my thing, I'm just going to commit one of theirs. This is really, really solid, and the reason it's on disruption is because of the fact that I'm playing 12 reversals. So they're going to be interacting with my speed, interacting with my damage, trying to make this stuff happen, and then I'm going to commit, and I'm going to stop their cool plays from happening. I get to selectively commit whatever I want, as well as it is a bit of a flow card because it just says after my opponent's combat phase begins, ready this foundation back up. And so I'm going to play out my turn. I'm going to overcommit with my Betrayed by the Families in order to try and kill you. It doesn't quite get there, but I've got this sick block reversal in my hand. Oh, at the beginning of turn, I'll ready and have my 2 foundations. I've got 2 foundations and -3 speed off of Taki. I'm going to block, I'm going to reversal. I'm going to win the game. Up next, in the disruption, we're playing Triple Journey West. This card is incredible inside of Taki. Not only does Taki have 28 vitality, and so if my opponent does have some sort of poke, like it feels really good to not block a reduction whenever you Journey West them on it. Or, this card does say if this attack is not blocked, and we are playing 12 reversals. And so I block reversal, I flip my own Journey West, I give it 3 extra speed. And now I say if it's not blocked, your next one has more difficulty. And if it's Noves Soleil, if it's not completely blocked, they're going to commit their character. And so it's just a big, big double whammy. And if it is blocked, you'll clear a card pool with Taki. Win, win, win. Up next, we're playing 1 Unlikely Allies. This card does not necessarily need to be inside of the deck. The +1 speed doesn't really matter, but what really matters is after my opponent plays a responsibility on an attack card, I'll cancel its effects. This could be considered a flow card because the main thing I didn't want was a doubled up reversal. I didn't want Breaker to happen, but there are plenty other responses that can happen on side of attack cards. something like Matricide, right, might just accidentally come out of nowhere and kill me. And so, unlike the allies, I had the room for it, I had space for it, and so why not just play it? And then my last card is Double Agents and Wise. As I said, low blocks are an issue, and this is one of the best ones in the game. 1/5, 2 low blocks, and one of the easiest ways to lose is by not having enough support if my opponent is attempting to destroy my foundations. And at the very least, if they're not playing destroy things, I can destroy it with my own abilities, or just commit it to pass checks. And there you have it, the Taki deck that I played under air. This deck was an absolute blast. I would take this to a PTC all day long. This was a very, very fun deck. I will say it does have some hard counters, things like Dark Cherry-Toe and Hand Cannon and such, but as long as you can find outs to those inside of the air symbol, you should definitely be playing it, as well as having a solid sideboard option. I will say, if you want to watch the matches, go out to twitch.tv/TCG University. We are live every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We would love to interact with you guys, see the decks being played as they're being played. It's gonna be a hoot, the next one that we go to. And then lastly, if you want to go out and support us, go to patreon.com/TCG University. Sub out there at the $1 level. Get access to our Discord, and you can have a fun conversation. Maybe you have a Taki deck that you're brewing up. I would love to hear all about it. So would the rest of the community. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learned.